I've been asked to make a pattern to have one of these things cast, a brass bezel. This is a spun one, but it's basically the same shape. It's got to be a little bit deeper than that. So I've got to make it up out of, well, I'm using maple. So that's what I've got to do. I've got to glue all these around. There'll be 3 layers of these. So they'll be stepped, so they'll hold each other together well, hopefully, and then turn it. That's the shape it's got to be. It's very tight. That's the cross section of it, so that's the dial, that's the glass, that's the ring that holds the dial, that's the edge of the case itself, and that's the actual thing I've got to turn. So there's not a lot there. Most of this is going to end up as sawdust, but it's not going to be easy. It's quite tight now. There's just enough room for the glass. There's not much room for the putty, or the plaster it'll be, to hold it in. I might need to make it a little bit taller, I haven't decided yet. But I'll make the blank up first. Like I say, I've got to glue all these together. I've got the next layer, which will go around. And then there's these which I'm working on at the moment, which will be glued on the other side. The middle one's the thinner one, because when it's on the lathe I'll remove some of this. I'm not quite sure how thick it's going to be, so it doesn't matter at the moment, but it's not going to be easy. That's all the bits cut. They will need tweaking a bit to make sure they all marry up. I don't think all the angles are quite right, because they must be slightly different lengths, which will alter things slightly. They've all got to be stepped by about 1/3, so no 2 joins are in line with each other. I've taped these 2 together with a bit of masking tape. So what I'll do is I'll glue these together first, like that, and then I'll turn it over and put the next set on once that's dry. Masking tape's always difficult to get off when it's been clamped up, but it's the only way to hold it together. So once I've got all this off, I'll give it a sanding, finish cutting these, making sure they fit, and they'll be glued on this side, then they'll be ready for turning. That's the blank made up out of 24 pieces. Seems strong enough, hopefully it'll be okay. The next thing is to actually figure out how I'm going to turn it. So I've turned the inside of the rim, so that now will need to be glued back onto the faceplate so I can turn the outside edge. This is the that brass ring that goes around the dial. I've just made a little brass template, if you like, just to see if everything works. So it sits like that. There's not a lot of space there for plaster and glass. It should work. It depends if it shrinks a bit. So that sinks in there slightly. Obviously when this is cast, if this shrinks more than a mil or 2 mil maybe, I'd be alright, but any more. If you make it any bigger and it stays the same size, it won't fit in the case, so it's quite tight tolerances on this. But I'll glue that back on, another paper join, turn the outside, hope it works. It's come out alright. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Just needs that paper scraping off the back and it goes to be cast. If it shrinks a bit, it's fine. It stays the same size, just about get away with it. So hopefully that'll be alright.